everyone, and again, this is an episode of Carib Rhythms with your host Anika Ayana, and I'm here with one of the most talented roots and culture singers in Kingston, Jamaica, Jah9. Jah9, tell us something about yourself, man.
Wow, something about myself. I am just a simple country girl, you know. I'm the servant of the Most High. Surrendered completely at this point, you know. Moved away from all of the security of the system, of the 9 to 5, away from the security of, you know, traditional life, and surrendered to this journey, which is not just about music. You know, it is the mission of seeking the kingdom within myself and living that, not just with my words, but with my actions and in everything that I do each day, to kind of just hold myself to the standard that I have created by putting out the album that I did.
Definitely, and the album is a powerful album. I'm so happy to hear you say, you know, you're a simple country girl, you come from humble beginnings, you know, you had that corporate lifestyle, and it kind of just, you know, took you in a whole spin of directions. I know it's a long journey you went through, and coming from the family basis that you came from, and what I've seen and heard and spoke to you about previously, you know, having a father who was a pastor and a supportive family structure. Yeah. And one of your songs, one of the songs I love, Preacher Man, and look out against the pastor and the imperialism of, you know, the whole religious concept. Exactly. How did your family take to you doing such a powerful work?
I wrote that song about 7 years ago, when at the time I was kind of going through my journey, you know, of expanding beyond the containment of traditional Judeo-Christian religion. And at the time I was in corporate Jamaica, and I was observing the duality in which these preachers sometimes exist, you know, where they have a social role, and they also have, you know, they have their jobs, which is to serve the people, and just how they prioritize that. And that kind of made me a little, that kind of disillusioned me as to the fact that, okay, my father might be a man of integrity, but it's not because he's a preacher, it's because he's a man of integrity. Right. It's because of, you know, and kind of learned to remove the message from the messenger. And Preacher Man was just a moment in time when I was just going through that. We're just, you know, standing there thinking, you know, these preachers are letting down this thing that my father has set in my own mind, and like them just misrepresenting the thing, and it made me very angry. And when I was writing it, I mean, when I was writing it, I wasn't thinking that, okay, I'm going to put an album out and put it on it. I was just writing it because that's what I do when I become emotional about something. And I remember writing it and thinking, you know, I don't want Daddy to hear this. And when I let him hear it, I was a little apprehensive, but he heard it and he connected with it too, because I mean, he would have to observe the same thing as well. And you know, him receiving it that way gave me the confidence to say, all right, yeah, this is something that can be published. And so when I put that song to music, I mean, it's an aggressive rhythm that it's on, and it's an aggressive kind of, you know, but I would never put that song out as a single. It would have to be in the context of an album like New Name. Right. Because you cannot present a problem without presenting the solution.
Exactly. It's not that way, and you work hard with everything you want to do, and everything you're trying to put out there. I mean, where do you get this work ethic from?
I don't know if I work all that hard enough. I don't know if saying that I work hard is even a compliment. I try, and I mean, I would love to be considered efficient more so than even hardworking, because the work hard thing sounds like some field slave, house slave, plantation thing. Right now, it's just about efficiency, and that is the work ethic. It is to make sure that you respect your own time and you respect other people's time. It's the values that I grow with that translate into my work ethic. And it's the way that I see myself is how I deal with people. And the expectations I have of myself is how I deal with people. And the expectations I have of other people, I just try to keep them to a minimum. Because the years have taught me that everybody's going to do what they want to do anyway. And if you force somebody into a situation where they're trying to please you, then inevitable frustration is you know, the result. So it's just giving people them space, but making sure that you maintain your own integrity and making sure that you maintain your consistency. So
you don't let nothing stress you out, you don't let nothing get
trust
you.
me, that is the real work of life, to just know when to hold on, when to let go, when to take it easy, when to stand firm. And learning those things is really the journey of learning yourself. And learning yourself is fitting yourself into the purpose that is designed for you. You can try and form your own way or fit into some mold because what you do when you leave university is X and this is what the system says you do. Or you can realize that there is no way some man-made system could possibly contain all of the possibilities that exist in the human potential.
Right.
And just allowing and surrendering to that which is responsible for us all. And just letting life unfold. And that takes courage, And that is really the journey. The journey has been just finding the courage to just let life happen.
Definitely. And I know you preach a lot to the... I'm not supposed to preach, but you talk a lot to the youth about, this self-discovery and learning to center yourself and put your body and your mind all in, one main... Unison and focus. Yeah. What advice would you give to those that are seeking that knowledge and how to go about that?
Boy, it's a thing when you hear yourself say the same thing over and over, and I figure that's kind of what is going to happen as an artist, that you're going to find yourself saying the same things several times a day. But it really boils down to the breath. As simple as you take it, just understanding the significance of the breath. You can survive for a few days maybe without eating, a shorter time without drinking, but it's a matter of minutes you can survive without your breath. That's supposed to tell you something. And the fact that for all the importance we place on so many things, most people don't even breathe properly. Most people breathe through their mouth and then don't take good care of, making sure that they're getting a full breath, and then they're complaining about the quality of their life and the fact that things are so, and they don't realize how much power you can unlock just by stilling yourself and breathing deeply and maintaining a posture that allows you to get the fullest breath in life. And a simple thing like that, starts a snowball effect of other changes that will happen in your life, in your outlook on life. And that is the first step in really attaining freedom. Because freedom is not something somebody can give you. It is not even something you can fight for.
Yes.
You see me? Freedom is a place inside. It is peace. And the only way to find that peace that passes even understanding. Because you have the understanding and will depend on our intelligence, and understanding is important, But when you reach that place where you can still yourself enough to be at peace, then there are all the answers. Everything comes from the nothingness. I'll throw to Men in Black. This is the last movie, Men in Black. It's something very, very, I'll use this analogy because there was a point when they were at this impossible problem and they just didn't know what to do next. And the white man made the suggestion, say, they must go eat some pie. And Will Smith is, what are you kidding? And it turns out that it is a really, really important principle. Sometimes the best way to find a solution is not to ask somebody else or to go too deep into no book or to know. It's just to still your mind. It's to empty your mind of thought and just create access for all of the knowledge which is contained in the universe, to just have access to your own mind. Trusting ourselves, learning how to recognize what is my inner voice as opposed to what is the programming that I have been taught. Recognizing these things, that is the real work of life. Learning about your own cycles, your own emotions. What happens when I become emotional? Learning to step outside of yourself and watch yourself react to the point where you can say, alright, something happened to me. Why this person said this thing and it affected me this way? It's not about that person. Stillness and peace is the ultimate reality. That means anytime I deflect from that is my responsibility. God, nothing is supposed to move me. You know what I mean? And it's expecting more of ourselves. That's what His Majesty said. You have to expect more of yourself than you have ever seen yourself do in order to go where you've never gone before, you know?
I mean,
I paraphrase.
In speaking to you, and I mean, I know I'm not the only one that has said this. I've heard this through other media, through other individuals who have heard you speak and perform, and done your lectures and things like that. And we hear that for even though we all know say you're big people, but for someone as young as yourself, you have a certain wisdom that is far beyond your years. What is your, or who is your inspirational, individual? Who inspires you?
Life inspires me, truly. Like as I say, my family base I would have drawn inspiration from my grandfather and my father. And I mean, if you hear the story of my family, you'll see lots of potential to be inspired. And some performers or some speakers are, the most influential person I have met, so to speak, is His Imperial Majesty. And more recently, maybe Yogi Raj Gurunath, who is, the one responsible for Kriya Yoga. That is something that we can go seek if you're interested, right? We don't preaching anything. But there are interesting individuals who, will inspire. But it's really life that inspires. Sometimes it's the simplest thing. Sometimes it's a thing like, and then you see marijuana. Marijuana make you open to inspiration. Very, very, very open to inspiration. If you are able to suppress the ego, assassinate the ego, assassinate personality, and just surrender to what is happening, you can truly draw inspiration, because you sit down there with your steam chalice and you're just watching the ants. And there is so much to learn from ants. Simple as it takes, it's just the idea of unity and community and purpose and being driven and working hard and selflessness. You know what I mean? And respect for order.
Yeah.
Like there is so much to learn in life. Like nature is the best teacher. Nature doesn't have personality and media and all of these things at it. It just is. And so the best teachers are the plants, the trees, the animals. You see me? Even the fungus.
Yes.
Even a mushroom, where it'll grow a long time, so when it bursts out of the earth, it is a mushroom. You see me? And that is a great even example. As me talk, me pre them thing and I say, because them have mushroom where is one organism under the earth, you just see this one little thing come up and you would have want to pull it and realize that is connected to, you know what I mean? And even some trees in, like the aspen. Life is the greatest teacher. Like nature is the best teacher. Like in Kemet, nectar is the word that they would have used for God, which is where the word nature is derived from. But because we have been exiled here in the West, a lot of these things will sound supernatural and we sound like, oh, she's coming to that, But trust me, we have been done a great disservice to be disconnected from our heritage and the rich culture and the truth and the knowledge that we have as a indigenous people. When I say indigenous, I mean indigenous to earth, connected to the Most High. Isn't it?
I know you talk a lot about being mentally free and spiritually awake, and I know that you and I share the same thing as far as coming from a corporate situation and then finding your creative freedom. What advice, because I know like you how hard that transition is to make, especially in coming from a West Indian family where them know why you're not about creativity. You better take the paycheck and done, And corporate America serves that purpose. So our corporations, period, serve that purpose. So what would you tell a young person that try to find themselves and their creative niche?
You know what, even when you hear your parents, or even all those parents who would have said, go and get a job or go and get this security, and they would have body up for do it. It coming from a good place and it coming from a place that they just don't want you to have to suffer. And they just know how the struggle set. And because they're older, their struggle was even more intense at that time. So it's coming from a place of really wanting the best for you. So you see, when you hear that now, what they really want to see from you is confidence. Your Marcus tell you, with confidence, you've already won before you even begin. But without confidence, you are twice defeated. So my wanting to do this, like a lot of the reason why my parents could have the faith they had in me. It's because I move confidently. So even if I'm doubt might want to creep up into my mind, I move in the faith that it's this I going to, you know. So this have to go work. You see me? So it's the confidence, and that confidence comes from preparing yourself. You know, preparing yourself in terms of your physical, your mental, your research that you're going to do. And you know what I mean? Still leaving yourself flexible for the tide that might move, but just being prepared, being confident, like whatever you decide to do, don't second guess yourself. Like if you feel so inspired and so driven to do something, no must the universe that communicate with you.
Definitely.
For you to ignore that you were sick and they are them things that cause cancer and diabetes and raise it. Oh, that lady was so nice. How come that happened to her? Because she wasn't taking care of herself, she wasn't being true to herself, so she make them think that is we create cancers inside of ourselves, you know. Is we create that because when we are tense, we do not breathe. And we create that environment that is acidic where cancer can grow and live and thrive. So we have to free ourselves and know, say, everything alright, you know, everything alright already. And move with that confidence and surrender and easily. Just be.
I'm glad you definitely talk about that, the preparation, preparing yourself for the journey that you're trying to go on. And in doing so, we have seen the work in the album that you just put out. Can you tell us more about that album and about where people can see you next?
Alright, you see the album now? Enough respect to Rory Stone, love. You know when you meet somebody at the right time in their life, and if you had met them any other time in their life, ain't no way that you would have had that relationship with them. That is true of me and a lot of my colleagues in this industry now. I just met them at the right time in their lives when they were ready to receive certain things. Because this intensity that I trod with, it's called, I say intensity because this is what they throw at me, say it's intensity and rate. So fine, this intensity, like, you really have to be ready, you have to want to receive it, because this is how I come, this is how, this is who I am. And so, if I went to work with somebody, they really have to be, you know what I mean? And there was so much to learn from Rory. But it's a thing that would have to be unlocked. And I mean, people will trust you because they feel you. You know, it's not something you can trick them with.
Yes.
And when I made that connection with Rory, I was in the process of doing an album with Harmony House. But that process had become labored because of a myriad of things. It served its purpose, and I will give thanks for every opportunity. But you see, when I met Rory, something happened and it just became easy. It just truly became easy to just work with him. And over time, we started to be able to just know where we were going. In terms of, I knew what he wanted to accomplish with the songs. I learned from him and I would humble myself to say, alright, yeah, you're chopping whole heap of lyrics, but you have to give the people them a little piece of something. So I learned to compromise, and he also did too, to the point where, I mean, everything that I would have done, he would have said, yo, that's tough. To the point where I'm like, maybe you're not rejecting, maybe I need a second opinion. But then when the album is finished now, you can feel that, I mean, this man is a perfectionist and he really went all out. He might not play every instrument, but he knows music. He is like one of the greatest selectors to come out of Jamaica. And if you watch him, he can keep an audience on their feet, in tune to the music for over 4 hours. You know what I mean? That is a talent, that is a skill. You know what I mean? And that is a gift, and him have that. So when he had to put a record together, him look at him know the sounds to put together. You know what I mean? But it's one thing to have a sound, but when you have an equally important message or equally important messages, then it have to connect.
Trust me.
It have to connect.
And I mean, it shows in your album, in every tune that you hear. It's just powerful. You know, so definitely that's an album that need to come out and need to be heard by all. You know, where can the people see you next?
For those in Jamaica, they can see me at the Ronnie Williams Center.
Okay.
On Saturday.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
That's right.
And those who, I think it starts at 6 o'clock. It's Earth Hour on Saturday. So I think they will see me there. But and on May 4 here at the University of the West Indies for performance. I will be speaking next week, March 26th. I've been invited by the gender studies. I'm getting these speaking engagements now, which is rare because, I mean, as much as I will talk when I have to, I don't really love talking. I really like to sit down and just observe.
Well, for somebody who don't love talking, you're very good at it. So.
Yeah, but you see, that is the thing, you know. We get caught up in love talk and we like hear our own voice. And I try and remind myself that, yeah, you see everything you say, you're going to be responsible for it. You know, so you just watch the whole for talking.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, but in terms of getting the record, get the record on iTunes. By March 26th, which is next week, you can get it on Amazon as well. And buy it. I don't have no major distribution deal, like I'm always saying. But right, I mean, as yet. But right now, you might not have access to the physical CD. Buy it online. People go and burn it. I know people go and burn it. I used to burn music, but I'm not gonna do that. I really think. But I mean, I would never try and get music that I wasn't interested in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And the fact, the testament that people are burning. Yeah, it means that they want to hear it. So we can't deny people access to this. This is medicine. This is medicine for even me. People don't need to hear the music. And then when I come to a city near you, you need to buy your ticket and come to my show.
There it is. So, I mean, since you said that, no, you can bless us with a little something.
A little something?
Just bless us with a little piece of tune, man.
Oh, man. The most important message. Today man sees all his hopes and dreams crumbling before him while he plots and schemes. Hard way, so him choose to learn. Then want for curse the fire when him plans get burned. But I know, cause I said just say, the truest resurrection is spiritually, and the key to the comfort is to pray the word, knowing not just believing how the prophecy revealing with a new name. King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when they hear its sound. New name, power of the Trinity, Lion of Judah, return to the throne with a new name. King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when they hear its sound. New name, Haile Selassie, Lion of Judah, return to the throne. Yeah.
Alright, you don't know, you hear it first. Carib Rhythms, every Thursday, the Flavor Radio. Big up Jah9. One love.
Very good.